This book review is part of my personal goal and journey to be more aware of the world around me. For the next month, I want to be working in and alternating between different Palestinian authors, fiction and nonfiction, as I diversify my thoughts and give voice to the opinions that I am now starting to solidify. This nonfiction piece is written by Rashid Khalidi, and it was the perfect story to pick up after minor detail. The writer uses his personal family history to illustrate how Israeli, US, and UK governments conspire and benefit in this colonialist campaign. Those who are still pro-Israel or staunch Zionists may accuse him of bias. In my opinion, they're choosing to ignore the logical arguments and pleas made in this book. If the tone seems combative, it is only because the Palestinians must be exhausted with having to educate us all on something we should be able to see for ourselves. This is a history of a war that has been going on for over 100 years now. You're meant to question who is benefiting, who is propagating these terms, and who is truly acting as a terrorist here. Starting with events in 1917, I benefited most in the first part by filling in the gaps as to how we get to the present. It is not until I get to the events that occurred within my lifetime do I start to have those oh shit epiphanies. I learned that Hamas was formed in the late 80s, which, if we were talking about a person, would be someone now in their mid-30s. To me, it makes sense that the organization is militant. Any young adult who lived through nonstop aggression and a long drawn-out occupation, who had their youth and education stolen, they would be driven to desperation. Even though Halloween has passed, I can't help but think about Dr. Frankenstein and the monster when discussing Israel and Hamas. By the time we get to section 6, we are at the end of the book, and we're brought to the present, which was 2017 at the time. The author starts to predict and imagines the events that we are now seeing in 2023. This is well written, this is well argued, this is well researched, and I would give this 4 stars and recommend for anyone interested in learning more.